Hey yo, what's up, world? This is your boy D. Oh yeah, I'm still rocking the rock star look, cause Gangnam Style doing his thing. I said let me do my thing on this thing. Gangnam Style can come up here and rule the choice. Hey, how about me ruling the choice? How about me doing something for the choice? How about people really liking what I say and really liking what I think about? Sorry about that. I had a moment. But anyway, what's up, guys? This is your boy D. I hope you're having a good day today. So, guys, did you see Toni Braxton's Behind the Music? If you did, thumbs this video up, thumbs it up. You know something about watching those Behind the Music, like I watched Brandy Behind the Music, Toni Braxton's, and some more over the years I watched. But you rarely get to know more about the artist when you watch the Behind the Music. And I always loved Toni Braxton, but I think now I respect her and I know like her struggles and what she's been through. And for her, to me, it was like a testimony, because she actually went through so many things. And for her to be triumphant now through all of this stuff it's great. It's a great testimony. So anyway, I'm just gonna kind of talk about it in bits and pieces of the Behind the Music and just leave with a positive message. But anyway, so basically the beginning of the Behind the Music, it just talks about her stardom with her sisters. So she basically, her sisters, they started this group at first with the mom. And it was so funny how the whole thing came about, how they actually formed this group. Tamar tells her story. It's funny. And so they began to sing together. Their mom, practiced with them just like, they said something about the Jacksons. And it does remind me of how the Jacksons started, that strict training and not missing a note and all that stuff. So they trained for a long time. So, they lived in a very religious and strict upbringing, so they couldn't listen to no secular music at all. So, I know how that is. I mean, for me, I was raised in a religious, background as well, but, I did, listen to secular music as well. My parents were like, my mom definitely was like, this kind of music, you don't need to be listening to that kind of music and stuff like that. But I mean, I still kind of listen to it. But I understand that whole thing. But anyway, so they kind of listen to secular music. And when she got in high school, she started listening to Rick James, somebody she really admired. And she really started going on that scene. And when she got to college, she started singing in clubs and stuff. And she got noticed. She started getting with these producers that she did demos for, and then the people was able to get her a record deal faster with her sister. So of course they get her sisters involved, and so they do this deal, and then they come out with their first song, and like it flopped. They even performed it on, I think, Soul Train or something like that, and it didn't do well. Like she said, they sold 3 copies. Like, wow. Wow. So anyway, somehow they got linked with L.A. Reid and Babyface, and when they got hooked up with L.A. and Babyface, they did not want to sign the other girls, but just wanted to sign Toni. That was looking for her. So of course Toni had to make a decision whether to sell out her family or to go ahead and do this deal. Well, she was reluctant, which, I commend her because, some siblings would sell out their other siblings. They're like, hey, I'm finna be famous, I'm finna make money. So, yes, I'm gonna sell out my family for this. So, but anyway, Toni, I respect her for that because she was all about, helping her sisters and stuff like that. Her sister Tracy, which now I respect her more. I love her more now because, I feel like without Tracy saying something to Toni to go ahead and do it, we wouldn't know about Toni right now. So Tracy, good thinking, girl. Good thinking. So, anyways, Toni does her deal, does this record thing. Of course, she made all these hits. I mean, Toni Braxton was the thing in the '90s. I'm really telling you, she really did it. Like every song, like her first CD was just flawless. I mean, I got her first CD and her second CD, but yeah, just great music. Just great music. So anyway, she sold 20 million records. Um, with this whole, success. She was very successful. And she was looking for her royalties, looking for everything. And she got her, I think this maybe was her first check, and it was less than 2,000. So you imagine being an artist of her stature, selling millions and millions of records, to have a less than $2,000 royalty check. Yeah. So, like I said, I guess it was a lot to do with, the raw robe, the all of the, the stuff that they do for celebrities to make them look good. All of that expense, they don't take that expense. That artists have to, count for all this expense. And so, yeah, so this is what happened to her. But still, I was like, you got robbed. I was thinking to myself, you got robbed. How can you sell 20 million records, which I mean, if she sold 20 million records, then it's not just $20 million, it's more than that, because, you think about it, an album is like $10 or more, and back in that time, CDs was like 10. I mean, regular price probably like $14.99. So you imagine, they sold, their company made so much money, and for her to get there, oh yes, I would be pissed too. I would be so hot. But anyway, so it was a big thing with them, with the record company and this and that, and so. Of course she had to file bankruptcy. And, that is shameful for you to be this high, archy celebrity, this music icon, you sold all these records, and for you to have to sign bankruptcy, okay, something shady about that. And so then she gets on the Oprah show, and I guess she was trying to talk about her, bankruptcy or whatever, her life, and then they brought up the bankruptcy thing, and she tells about the thing that Oprah was kind of like dissing her, really being rude to her, making her feel like this and stuff like that. And so I'm thinking, okay, wow. So anyway, I'm just gonna go fast forward into a lot of her other stuff that was going on with her, because I could talk about this whole thing and you'd be like, oh my god. So anyway, I'm just gonna go fast forward some more. So basically, what happens with her? She does one more album with LaFace Records. Of course, the relationship between them is like crazy now, and so after that, she just decides that I guess she don't want to be with LaFace and them anymore. So she met Terry from Mint Condition. They hooked up. They got together. He started being her manager. He started working with her, and then they got married, had kids and stuff like that. And then she have two kids, but one of her kids she realized had autism. She didn't know he had autism, and that was really devastating for her and stuff like that. And then she had to, she was working. She started doing her Las Vegas act and stuff like that. And then she took her sisters with her, the Braxtons, and they was doing that for a while. And then she was overworking herself. She ended up realizing she had a heart attack. And then when she was at the hospital, they diagnosed her with lupus. And that was, of course, a devastating thing for her. So she had to cancel all her shows. And the people was coming after her. So basically, she had to these people were suing her, suing her, suing her. So she had to do the double whammy and definitely file bankruptcy again. Of course, it shattered her world again because, you know, she just had to file bankruptcy before with the whole of Face Records. And then it was health conditions and all of that stuff. And so then she had to file it again. So it was rough for her for a while. But anyway, she came back. But you know, one thing they didn't talk about was her last CD before I Heart You. They didn't talk about this CD. But I know it didn't do well, but yeah. So anyway. She's doing good now. She's you know, doing more music. Hopefully we'll hear something from her in 2013, and she's doing, of course, the Braxtons, and you know, she said that she was going to always help her sisters. Of course, she's done that now because the Braxtons' family values, of course, is a successful show. So she's doing well for herself, and she's doing really, really good. So, you know, the thing like I really value about Toni Braxton, she stays strong. Who would have stayed strong after selling 20 million records and then you get that royalty check and you didn't get, you know, what you deserve? Of course, she had to fight and fight. She did eventually recover and did get her money, but why she had to go through that anyway? Why they wasn't legit with her anyway? And you know, on a side note, this same thing happened to TLC. These girls did phenomenal. They sold so many records. Like, how somebody be that successful and had to file bankruptcy? So, do you know, the record companies can be shady and stuff like that. And I don't know how it was back in the day. I cannot say because, you know, I don't know. But I'm just saying to myself, if, you know, how could Mariah Carey and Janet Jackson, you didn't hear them say they filed for bankruptcy and they sold just as many records or probably more records, but still, like, they didn't have, like, the difficulties that Toni Braxton and TLC had with LaFace Records. So I don't know what was the deal with that, but anyway, she's triumphant. She went through this whole thing. I love Toni Braxton. I love what she do. And this story just reminds me basically to just go after your dreams, do whatever you want to do in this life. Don't let anyone push you. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do anything. And I appreciate you guys to stand through this video. I mean, God, this was like a almost 13-minute video. But it was really good behind the music. If you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. And guys, if you, this is Halloween. If you're watching this Halloween day, but if you're not watching this Halloween day, that's okay. But today is Halloween, so be careful and have fun, but be safe. Until the next time I talk to you guys, peace.